I want you to check in with yourself and ask where you are avoiding responsibility in your business, and be honest with yourself. And then choose for 2024 to be the year that you take shit into your own hands, that you choose to see your business as a well full of limitless opportunities, and that you get to create them all simply with your thoughts and your actions. You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast, and welcome to 2024. Happy New Year. I am so grateful for you all. At the time of me recording this, I believe we're at like 81,000 podcast downloads, which is fucking insane. And I'm just so excited to have you guys here with me. And thank you for sitting through a whole month of greatest hits for the podcast. I hope you loved all of those episodes. And I have two very important messages before we get into today's episode. You guys, I'm so fucking excited to announce here on the podcast. I already announced it on my Instagram, but I am doing a mini sales course called Six Figure Stories, and it's dropping this month in January. So this is a mini sales course to help you sell out your services online with confidence and ease and certainty that your audience is going to eat it the fuck up. Inside of this mini course, I'll teach you how to sell your services, from what language to use, down to how to do a fucking story series on your Instagram stories to get clicks on your links at the end of them. Six Figure Stories drops on January 18th at a special price of only $4.99, and there will be a payment plan. And second announcement, applications are open for private coaching or for my mastermind, the Fraud Squad. Those applications are at the link in my show notes if you're ready to have consistent 5-figure months and 6-figure years in your business, to overcome imposter syndrome at every level, and to work on your mindset, your thoughts, your beliefs, so you can run a business you truly love and receive the money that you deserve to feel worthy of. So like I said, the link is in my show notes to apply, and Six Figure Stories is dropping on January 18th for only $4.99. All right, let's get into the episode, shall we? The first episode of the year. And we are talking about radical fucking responsibility in the online space, and why it's important to take radical responsibility for yourself, for your business, for your results. Because nothing grinds my gears more than someone who believes that they are not responsible for their results and what's happening inside of their business. And I have totally fucking been there, like, this feels shamey, but I promise you it is coming from a place of like knowing, like deep knowing, that if somebody said this to me when I was in the thick of it, like Uber Eats era, where I felt totally powerless, I would want to punch them in the face, okay? So I totally get it. I felt like my audience wasn't warm at all, like they wouldn't buy anything I was putting out. I felt frustrated with the coaching that I was getting. There was a lot of victim-y shit happening. And I don't want to discount myself or anyone who feels like they're in this position right now, because it sucks when you're in it. It really does. It really fucking does. And I just want you to hear me when I say that I get it. But when you run an online business, you are responsible for everything, including your brain, your thoughts, your mindset, your energy. And if your business is the car, your brain is the engine. What you think and what you believe will drive every single thing that you do inside of your business. I was feeling really down on myself and was low-key not wanting to take responsibility for what was happening in my reality, because it didn't feel good, right? It felt like shame. It felt like if I took radical responsibility, I had to get real with myself about the results that I was experiencing. But there was something else. I didn't have a ton of hope that things would get better. There were a lot of reasons for this that I won't necessarily get into, but you guys, hope is important. Hope is necessary when you're growing your business and speaking into the void and showing up every day to sell your services. Hope creates a lot of action. I was coaching a client in Voxer in November, and she was saying how she feels like it's wrong that she keeps hoping that this day or week will be different than the last and that she'll finally sign clients and see results. And I was like, dude, not at all. That is so healthy. That is one of the ways I built my business from absolutely nothing at all. That confidence, that grit, that resilience, and fucking hope that things are going to improve, that things are going to get better. And I had to get that back. I had to get hope back. So I decided to be radically responsible for everything again. I remember the decision. I remember the day. I remember how I was feeling. I remember the Instagram story that I posted from that energy. I was just like, I'm going to take radical responsibility. I am just going to show up as if I am brand new all over again with nothing to fucking lose. And it actually was because there was a job opening for something that was in the organization that I used to work with. And this job opening was perfect for me because of my education and all that jazz, right? And the moment I was like, I could apply to this and I would make it mean nothing and everything would be okay. I would just work this on the side, blah, blah, blah. That's when everything changed, because I was just so unattached and I was just like, I'm going to do whatever it takes again online. I was going to drop the entitlement. I was going to drop the I should be farther along. I should be doing this. Why aren't people doing what I want them to do? I just dropped it and was like, what if I was responsible for every sale, for everything that I was doing right now? It really was a decision, but that decision was something that I had to choose over and over and over again, because the day you make that decision isn't the day that everything changes. It could change in your mind. And that's what I mean when I say everything changed. But don't get me wrong. It's not like I just decided and then I was like, okay, here are the results. I had to choose every day. And you have to decide over and over again every single day to take action, to move towards your goals, and to take responsibility for what's happening or not happening inside of your business. The other thing here, and this is something that I talked about in my live stream event back in November, is the fact that you are always creating your future results. So who you are being right now, how you are acting, the moves you are making are all creating what results that you're going to have in the future. So anything that you are experiencing right now is just evidence of how you were vibrating before, how you were acting before, how you are being and thinking before. That is it. What if you took your current results and you didn't heap on a fuck ton of meaning onto them? You just told yourself, oh, what if this was just evidence of how I was being before? And what if I believed that I was creating everything in my future right this second, right? Because you are. And taking responsibility does not have to mean shame. That was what I learned. That was how I internalized responsibility. For example, if I was with a group of people and suggested a restaurant and no one ended up liking it, I didn't like the responsibility of being the one who chose that restaurant. And that is just a small example. Or if I made a decision in my business and that decision didn't pan out the way I wanted it to, I didn't like how it felt to be the person who made that decision. So taking responsibility does not always feel nice, but it doesn't need to be accompanied by shame. Being responsible does not mean that it was the wrong decision. When you see yourself as responsible for everything in your business, it gives you autonomy. It gives you choice. It gives you options. It provides avenues for you to walk down instead of constantly feeling like you're at a brick wall at the mercy of your audience or if someone buys or how a client behaves, etc. Hey guys, I hope you're loving today's episode. I am just taking a brief pause in today's episode to share with you a client testimonial. These testimonials are either from group coaching clients or clients who are in my one-to-one coaching program. And I can't wait for you to hear how I have changed their lives and their businesses for the better.
Hi, my name is Ori and I am a self-love and relationship coach. I started working with Jill because I felt overwhelmed and unmotivated, and I really felt unworthy of my success. I didn't have a strategy and I really needed help. And after 6 months of working with Jill, I feel clear about my business. I'm in love with my business and my clients. Um, I made my biggest month ever in July, which was 15K, and I was able to take the whole month of August off and travel to see my family that I haven't been able to see in 2.5 years due to COVID.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Now let's get back to the episode. You get to see everything as a choice and an open door when you take radical responsibility, especially when the online space can feel like we are at the mercy of it. We can't control the algorithm or how many followers we get or who sees our content. We really, truly can't. There are things you can do that can help that, for sure, but if you believe you are powerless and that things aren't working in your favor, that's what you're going to get. And you guys know I'm a big believer in the fact that your thoughts really do create your reality. I won't gaslight you by saying that you can control your thoughts 24/7 and you need to control them. I know firsthand, especially as someone who has ADHD, I'm a huge overthinker. I think I suffer from a little bit of OCD as well. And that paying attention to your thoughts can be a fucking bitch sometimes because there's a lot going on out there. But there is just no benefit to outsourcing your power or outsourcing your autonomy to anyone or anything else but yourself in this business. And you know why this is so great? Because you get to fully fucking own your wins. You get to take full fucking responsibility for when things are going swimmingly, when you're seeing results, when things are happening, when you accomplish something. You get to revel in that. You also get to decide that when things aren't going your way, when you're in the void, and when things aren't happening, that you can take responsibility without the shame and you can just choose to move through it without making it mean anything. Let me give you an example of where you could not take responsibility. So with your audience, you could say, I can't control who watches my stuff. They aren't taking action. Why aren't people moving? Or you could say, I am completely in control of what I say to my audience. How do I show up for them? What am I not saying right now that I could be saying? Where am I not owning up to my brilliance? Where am I not selling more when I definitely could be? Where am I holding back? Even someone like me who is very consistent in showing up, I know how to sell, I'm still always asking myself and checking in with my mentor and being like, how am I still playing small? How am I holding back? What didn't I say? Right? Again, not from a shamey place, not from a what I'm doing isn't good enough place. Instead, from a place of curiosity, from a place of, I know that I am in control here, so what else can I do? This feels so much better when you remove the shame from it and instead see it as ownership. Because this is what creates choice. It creates power. It creates options and opportunities instead of just you throwing up your hands and saying, oh, well, I don't have any say in the matter. That doesn't feel like a very CEO kind of move. Radical responsibility in your business is also just a sign of emotional maturity. And while so many people are emotionally mature, running an online business will activate you in so many fucking weird ways that you have to learn all over again how to deal with your emotions, how to handle being triggered, how to not spin the fuck out if a client's payment fails, how to hold the energy when you're launching and no one has bought yet. Right? Like imagine you're a friggin' baby again, learning how to walk and talk and feel emotions without freaking the fuck out. And taking responsibility for everything really is a mark of emotional maturity in business because you realize that no matter how much you desire to blame your mentor for things not working, I've totally been there, by the way, and as much as you want to blame the economy or blame the coaching industry or blame the fact that people just aren't buying anymore, that will always hit the same fucking dead end. You will always end up in the same place, unsatisfied with your results, unsatisfied with your income, unsatisfied with yourself. And yet, when you instead choose to take the reins, when you decide that you're going to be responsible for it all, even if something genuinely isn't your fault or it's out of your hands, again, that will take you down a path, a road. It gives you freedom of choice. It gives you options. You don't meet the dead end because as long as you believe you can choose and act differently, you can always do something different or think something different. I've seen so many launches through where I signed people at the very fucking end because of how I spoke to myself throughout the launch, even when I wanted to let off the gas, when I wanted to slow down and just hide or not follow through with it. But instead, I took full responsibility for what I could control, and it's worked out every single damn time. In these cases, taking responsibility looked like showing up even more in my power, doing my nervous system regulation, taking care of myself, doing my mindset and manifestation rituals, and not letting up on the gas instead of telling myself that the launch was over, that no one wanted to pay me or work with me, etc. I want you to check in with yourself and ask where you are avoiding responsibility in your business, and be honest with yourself. And then choose for 2024 to be the year that you take shit into your own hands, that you choose to see your business as a well full of limitless opportunities, and that you get to create them all simply with your thoughts and your actions. And that you can make so much fucking money this year starting right now. You are in full control and you get to create everything in your reality right fucking now. All right, I love you. Some tough love to start the year off. And if you are ready to take radical responsibility for yourself and your business, if you're ready to create 5-figure months, 6-figure years, if you're ready to overcome imposter syndrome as it's showing up for you right now and change your thoughts about yourself and your business so you can create more money, more success, and just overall more confidence in yourself as a coach or service provider so your business and your sales don't suffer, you'll want to work with me in private coaching or in my mastermind, the Fraud Squad. You can apply for either one of those containers at the link in my show notes. And don't forget that I am launching a sales mini course called 6-Figure Stories. It's coming later this month, and that will be your step-by-step guide on how to sell like a boss on your stories and in your posts. What to say, how to say it, and getting your audience to buy will all be covered in this mini course, and it'll be only $4.99, okay? I cannot wait. That drops on January 18th. I love you so much, and I will see you next week, bitches. Thanks so much for listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. Head to the show notes to learn how you can work with me, where you can buy my best-selling book, You're Not Special, and how to get on my email list for free. Screenshot this episode and add it to your Instagram stories, tagging me at YourCoachJill. See you next time.